welcome to Band Stuff with Trey Reely. If you would, please like and subscribe. Today I'm going to be talking to you about marching band. I don't know how far you are into it right now. But I'm going to give you 10 quick tips for a better marching band. I will say at the beginning, most of this information is probably going to be most appropriate for those of you that are new to marching band. This is your first year of teaching, maybe sometime, in your first 5 years of teaching. I think one thing that you're going to find if this is your first year to teach marching band is that being a member of a band, even a very fine marching band, is a lot different than being the head of the whole thing, because there's so much more that you have to think about and decisions that you have to make. So I'm going to try to make that a little easier for you today by giving you 10 things that can make your life easier and make your marching band better. Number one is a very practical suggestion, is if your school does not have a loudspeaker for to use in rehearsal, I would spend my first dollars getting one. You have ones by Megavox, you have one by the Long Ranger. I would just make sure whatever brand that you get that it's something durable, because it's going to be carried around all over the place. You want to have something that when it's inevitably dropped, that it's going to withstand that damage. The reason I suggest this is I remember my first year of teaching marching band. I had a very small group, and I'd kind of think, well, I don't need a speaker, but I found very quickly that I did. My voice got very, very, sore, and I bought a bullhorn, but even that would just kind of limit me because I'd have that in my hand while I'm trying to do other things. So it's best to get something where you could have a headset and both hands are free for whatever you need them for. Also, and this is the biggest plus, is having a sound system keeps you from having to yell at the group, and you can speak in a normal tone of voice. And I just remember my first year, I think they thought I was yelling at them all the time, but I was just trying to get them to hear me because they were 30 yards away. So get a sound system right off the bat. Number two, unless you are really good at writing drill and you are proven in that area, I would highly suggest you get somebody that's professional, has a lot of experience to write your drill for you. If you're writing your own drill, I would ask yourself this question: is my drill enabling my group to be the best band that they can possibly be? And if the answer is no, probably not, I would suggest you find somebody that likes to write drill and can do it real well. Early in my career, I kind of thought it was a rites of passage that I should write my own drill. And this was back in the early 90s when a lot of guys did write, for better or worse, their own drill. And I almost looked at people who had other people write their drill as lazy bums. And it ends up, they were not lazy bums, they were just a lot smarter than I was. And one of the smartest things I ever did was to get somebody else to write my drill, because not only was it a lot better, and I gave somebody else who enjoyed doing it that special enjoyment, I got it off my plate, and I was able to actually focus on a lot of other things that made my marching band better. So don't hold your band back with poor drill. Number three, start your rehearsals on time. Have a specific routine for every rehearsal. The kids should know where they need to be, what they need to be doing, even if you're not there. Oftentimes there's some debate with kids on whether you're going to be practicing inside or outside. I always had signs posted, usually right outside the band room door, so before they even walked in, they knew whether the rehearsal was inside or outside, or started inside and then went outside, and they knew that, and they were not having to come in and ask me or anybody else what we're going to be doing. Also, there are a million things that the kids can come and delay the rehearsal about by coming and asking you. Sometimes they're very important. So you need to have section leaders and drum majors who know exactly what to do in your absence. I had my drum majors, my section leaders, they were responsible for getting the kids into block band, doing stretches, marching fundamentals, all that, and they would get that going even without me there, and that way they weren't just sitting out there and waiting for me to get there. So if you have a band that just can't do anything without you, that's a lot of wasted time. So have a plan where they know exactly when to start. They know what to do whether you're there or whether you're not there, and they get to work on it. Number 4, make sure you emphasize the importance of the small things. In marching band in particular, this starts with the attention position. Explain to your band what you expect for the attention position. No one talks, no one moves, and you have to enforce it. Really stress the importance of small things. Because one thing I have found in my career is if any band cannot do the small things right, they're not going to be able to do any of the bigger, so-called more important things right. That attention to detail, particularly in marching band, is critical because it sets a certain mindset about what's being done. It's always kind of amazed me, the bands that I see that don't even stand with good posture and don't even stand and hold their instruments with proper horn position. It's just so fundamental. And I've never seen a band that has problems with those fundamental things that even sound good when they play their instruments. It's kind of an amazing correlation. And you can really almost tell how good a band is by how they get off the bus, how they wear their uniform, how they carry themselves as they come onto the field. A lot of bands, before they even play a note, you know whether to expect good things or bad things just by looking at, are they willing to do the simple things that anybody can do if they just want to. Number 5, downtime kills rehearsals. Have you ever been in marching band rehearsals where most of it consisted of just kind of standing around? Work really hard at your rehearsals to always keep everything moving. And of course, there are going to be times when things slow down. You're having to address individual issues. But as much as you can, have something else for the rest of the band to do while you're working with that particular problem. Keep things moving. Number 6, work hard not to burn your kids out during rehearsal. It's a lot better to take more frequent short breaks than practice a long time and take longer breaks. Number 7, make sure you have time, even if it's only 5 or 10 minutes, every single day to do marching fundamentals. During my career, I kind of found my stress on fundamentals as the year went along kind of faded because I was so worried about getting the complete show on. But eventually, I just kind of trusted the process that if you touch on fundamentals every single day, that it's going to pay off and it's worth the time that you put into it. Even if it's only 5 or 10 minutes, start in a block band formation every single day. It makes it easier to call roll and make sure that everybody's there. And then you do some little bit of marching fundamental, particularly one maybe that's been giving those problems, and work on that particular problem for 5 or 10 minutes, and then go and start working on the show. But do it every day. Number 8, sometimes we look at block band as just an opportunity to work on marching, but actually you can work on many musical things during block band as well. It's a good time to work on scale work, certain exercise, rhythm exercises in particular. And you can do this during block band, standing still, and also playing certain rhythmic figures while they're marching. If there's any particular aspect of the show where they're forgetting a step off all the time, or they're having a problem staying in step, or even worse, they're having problems marching in phase, march those particular sections in the block band formation. Number 9, keep practicing music fundamentals. One thing I heard a lot earlier in my career, and I'm sure there's probably still debate going on today, but you don't see as many articles as you used to on the value of marching band, or marching band versus concert band and that kind of thing. But one thing I heard that really was not true early in my career was that marching band is totally antithetical to getting a tone, and a good tone, and so many hosts of music fundamentals. But I found marching band a time of some of our greatest progress in musical areas, mainly because you practice more during marching band than any other time during the year. So it's a wonderful opportunity to work on a lot of those music fundamentals. And the key is having the materials that the kids need to make progress in those areas. There's a lot of great stuff out for marching band that have music fundamentals on them. However, I found the most success just reducing the size with a copier of certain materials that I wanted them to learn, and we got them down to folio size and put them in their flip folder, and we worked on chorales just like we would in concert band. We worked on scales just like we would in concert band. We worked on tone, we worked on tonguing, and we did just as much fundamental exercise as we did during concert band. And really, like I said before, probably even more. Now, is it a little more of a challenge to do with everything else that you have going on? Yes, but you can do it. Marching band can be a time of great musical growth if you do it the right way. Finally, number 10, match up a veteran band member with one or two of your rookie band members. When I was teaching, we had what we called Adopt a Rookie program, where they would adopt a rookie in the band. And their main responsibility would be to make sure that that kid understands everything they didn't do. They know where to be when, they know what to have with them, and to encourage them. You know, I think long ago are the times when we do a lot of, or any hazing at all with kids. And I never believed in that anyway, because I always found it a lot better for my band program if we had an encouraging atmosphere. So match those veteran band members up with those younger, newer band members to help them along and make sure that they always know what's going on, and they can really encourage them through, for many, is a very difficult time, because it's the first time they've really ever put that much work in for band, because their first chance of coming in that hot summer weather and putting in that much time and effort. Now I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm actually going to have another one in a week or two where I talk about 10 more tips for marching band, because there's plenty more things that I'd like to suggest to help you out and have the best marching season next year that you've ever had. Best of luck to you. Thanks for watching.